find yourself offering support or solutions or help to someone before they even ask for it? Do you have a sense of urgency to help other people the moment they share their problems with you? If you feel like you are the type of person who is constantly anticipating another person's needs, their feelings and their problems, and you tend to step in and want to find a solution without them asking you, then this video is for you. Because if I know you well, you probably have a heart of love, you are compassionate, and you are emotionally aware, but what you may not know is that you've taken on the role of being the fixer, the helper, the one who saves, and the one who rescues. And you don't do this out of pride or out of ego or out of trying to be better than anyone else or because you think too highly of yourself. You actually do it because you are very compassionate and you want to help people and you want to make the world a better place. But on the other side of being the fixer or the helper or the rescuer is the cost to yourself. And this is the cost that may be invisible to you, the cost that comes with always helping, with always fixing, with always trying to find a solution and putting other people's needs and happiness and wants before your own, even when it's not in your best interests. And the longer you stay in this role, the more unappreciated you feel, the more taken advantage of you feel, the more resentful you become. And so in today's video, I'm going to be exploring the signs that you are in the fixer or the helper role, what this looks like in everyday life, and why it's so exhausting, even though it comes from a place of love. But before we get into that, I want to share a quick story with you about my client. She is very intelligent, she's deeply compassionate. She's the one who keeps things running smoothly at home and at work. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a CFO of a large corporate organization. And she's the person who people trust. She's the person who people turn to, whether it's friends or colleagues or family members. And in one of our sessions, she paused and she said she realizes that she jumps in to rescue people before they ask for help. And she does this without even meaning to do it. She said that someone will start talking about a problem and she's already thinking, how can she fix it? What resources can she find for them? Who can she speak to help them? And so she didn't even take a pause to ask herself, is this her responsibility to fix, or is the person just wanting to be heard in the moment? And this pattern of hers that was showing up at work didn't just stop at work. It also showed up at home, where she was over-caring and being overly responsible for people in her life, and she expected her husband to exhibit the same and demonstrate the same pattern. And when he didn't, she got frustrated with him because she couldn't understand why he wasn't being responsible and why he wasn't being caring. And so she started seeing something that many kind, compassionate, driven men and women eventually realize, that helping and finding solutions and fixing and pouring your heart and your time and your energy into making others' lives easier and more convenient doesn't necessarily mean that others are going to do the same for you. So what she did not know is that she had taken on the role of the fixer, the helper, the one who saves and rescues, both in her family dynamic and at work, without knowing it. And if this sounds like you, then here are some clear signs that you may be in the fixer role and you may not know it too. You immediately go into solution mode when someone shares a problem with you. You offer your advice or your help or support even when somebody doesn't ask for it. You feel personally responsible for somebody else's problems, for their peace, for their progress, for their results, for the outcomes that they have, whether it's in their personal or professional life. You feel guilty or selfish for not helping someone, even when you're exhausted or you don't want to. You expect others to offer you the same emotional investment that you offer, but they hardly give this to you. And you feel unseen and hurt when your effort and your care isn't reciprocated or appreciated by other people. Now, what you need to know is you're not like this. You're not engaging in these patterns because you are overbearing. You're doing this because your nervous system has learned that safety comes from being helpful, that you need to help in order to feel safe, in order to feel okay, in order for people to like you and approve of you. Because being needed makes you feel valuable. This fixing earns a sense of connection for you. And so somewhere along the line in your life, whether it was in your childhood or at a point in your adulthood, you've learned to connect your worth to helping people. And somewhere along the line, you've learned that if you could just make things easier for everybody else, they will see you as a good person, they will like you, they will approve of you, they will finally see your worth. And that if you don't help and you don't show up, you're afraid that you're not going to be seen as valuable, that you're going to be seen as someone who is selfish, someone who is not competent, someone who isn't worthy. And so now, this care that you have actually feels like a full-time job, because you can't rest because somebody might need you. You can't say to someone, this is not my responsibility, or this is not my burden to carry, because it feels like you're hurting them and abandoning them. But when you build true self-esteem, your value doesn't depend on how much you fix or how much you do for others. Your kindness doesn't disappear just because you've chosen to stop overextending and overworking and overcaring and overhelping. Your empathy doesn't disappear just because you've started to set boundaries for yourself. And what you may have done is you may have mistaken generosity with always needing to jump in to help and to save and to offer support to others. But when it comes at the expense of your own time, of your own peace, of your own happiness, and of your own sense of self, then these behaviors are no longer driven from a place of strength and self-esteem. They're driven from a place of needing to avoid discomfort, from a place of fear, from a place of anxiety, from a place of needing to be approved of and liked. And I want you to think about this. The more that you rush in to solve other people's problems, the less time and energy you have for your own needs, to live a life aligned with your own values and your own dreams. Because after a while of helping everyone and jumping in to save them, you start asking, when is it my turn? When will I stop being taken advantage of? When will I feel at peace? When will I feel comfortable? When will I feel joy? What happened to my energy? And in my next video, I'm going to show you why you've taken on the role of the fixer or the helper in the first place. The emotional pattern that's underneath your overcaring and overgiving and your helping, but that's quietly keeping you in cycles of frustration and resentment and guilt and depletion. Because the problem is not that you care too much. It's that no one taught you how to care for others while still caring for yourself and not abandoning yourself. And if you would like to go even deeper, I have created a free quiz for you. And the free quiz is going to give you insights and detailed feedback about your personal emotional pattern that has been keeping you stuck. It's going to give you an understanding of why growth has felt so hard and so heavy, even though you are showing up and trying your best all the time. And it's going to give you practical action steps that you need to take that's going to help you get on track and move forward towards the confidence, the emotional strength, and the fulfillment that you have been yearning for. That link will be in the description box below, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.